Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kennedy and this is where we usually talk all things beauty and all things business, but today I've got something a little bit off topic, as you can probably tell by the title, but this is all part of my journey and how I ended up where I am today as a beautician and business owner. So I feel like this is quite important to my story, so I'm going to tell my kind of uni dropout story today and sort of what led me down the path of uni, why I went in the first place, because I know there's a lot of people out there, whether you're young, you're still in sixth form, you don't know whether uni is for you, or whether you're at uni and you're scared to leave and you're not too sure. So hopefully me putting this out there will help at least someone in their little predicament that they're in at the minute. So I should probably start off with like my uni experience, like my story, I guess. That sounds a bit cliche, but let's go. So I went to two different unis. So first, when I was at school, I knew I liked being creative, so I went to UCA, which is a creative arts uni, and I studied fashion promotion. And the uni itself was an amazing uni. Like, I could not fault the uni. I enjoyed my course, but when I was at that uni, because it was so near to my home, I didn't live out, and that made it quite hard to like immerse myself in the uni experience. Like, it was quite felt quite like separate from everyone else. Like, everyone kind of was making their friends living in halls, and then I would kind of just join in the day. Like, when you first go to uni, so like everyone was making new friends, getting to know each other, and it was just I found it quite hard in that respect. So then after that, I went to Canterbury Christchurch and I studied primary education, which is total different end of the spectrum, like total opposite. And again, the course was really good. I made a couple of friends there that were lovely girls, but it just wasn't for me. It just didn't quite do it. So let me go back to the start as to why I even went to uni. So I think the main reason that I went to uni and I felt like it was the right thing to do was because of school. So when I was at school, the whole process was kind of right. Everyone's going to apply to uni whether you want to go or not. And I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know if I wanted to go to uni. I knew I kind of didn't want to work full time yet, because I didn't know what I wanted to work in. So I was like, okay, I'll leave and get a job, but where? Like, there's nothing that I want to do yet. I had no desire for anything, and it was that was really hard for me, because I felt like everyone around me knew exactly what they wanted to do, and they were like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to do this at uni, and then when I leave I'm doing that. And I was like, I have no idea. Schools don't always want what's actually best for you, they want what's best for them. It's quite hard to then get advice when you're young, like, because school is where they're meant to help you with all of that. But yeah, my school wasn't that great, so I went to the careers advisor, and like, you know when you do those online quizzes where it's like, do you want to work outside? Do you want to work in an office? Do you want to work with people? Do you want to work on your own? And she was asking me this quiz and I was thinking, what the hell? And then you know when it comes up with the results and it's like just all random stuff that you know that you do not want to do. Like, it would say, oh, a plumber. Just because I don't want to work in an office doesn't mean I want to be a plumber, but okay. And then, yeah, she was like, oh yeah, you would really suit these roles. And I'm like, well, I don't want to do that. So that was absolutely useless. And then she was looking at, like, again, she kind of led me down the uni route. She was like, oh, let's look at some courses. She kind of wasn't giving me any other like help with what else is out there, like apprenticeships or what kind of lines of work. And it was just like, this really isn't helpful. Like, I'm in such a predicament and you're not really helping me. You're kind of just making me feel more pressure to just go to uni. But I guess that's what they try and do. So I kind of felt like, right, they're making us apply to uni, but even then I didn't know what uni to apply to, what course to apply to. I was like, I just don't want to think about it. I just kept trying to put it back to the back of my head and just not even think about it, just putting it off. Like, my brother and sister didn't go to uni, so I guess on one hand I had the expectation of being the only child that went. Like, my mum was like, oh, I'd love to have a child that goes to uni, but then on the other hand they have a total different perspective on it. They were like, you don't need uni, like, we didn't use uni. So in a way it's really good to have them, because a lot of parents can have a very traditional view and they see the importance of education, but a lot of younger people who have grown up sort of in a different way with a different mindset can kind of see the benefits of not going to uni. So it's good to have them. Anyway, I spoke to my mum and she was like, what do you enjoy at school? And what I enjoyed at school the most was like art. and anything creative. I love to draw, so I was like, okay, I'll do something creative. So I went for fashion promotion because I've always been into fashion. When I looked online at the course, the sort of people that stemmed out into different jobs in the industry, they all kind of looked pretty cool, and I was like, yeah, a few of those could interest me potentially. So boom, that was it. Applied for that. But I 100% feel like when I was at school, like we were discussing uni, I feel like I was going because it felt like a safe option. I was thinking, right, this gives me 3 more years to kind of decide what I want to do. I kind of definitely used it as a time filler because I was just so unsure, and everyone else around me was doing that, and I just kind of just got carried away, and I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna go for it, I'm just gonna do this. I wasn't mega excited to go to uni. I didn't have a burning passion to do fashion or work in the industry. So in that respect, I kind of felt quite out of place there as well, because I feel like everyone else was like, yeah, I want to be an editor here and here, and I want to do this, and I'm gonna be a stylist, and then and I was like, I don't know, like I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're going on about. When I went for the interview, they were like, oh yeah, so what do you read, like? And I was like, Vogue. Like, I'm not that passionate about it. I'm just here because I feel like I have to be here. But even though that happened, like, it was such a cool uni, and I really actually enjoyed doing the work. So I had a good time, but after a year I was like, no, this wasn't for me. And also when like people would come in from the industry, I'd think, oh, like their job sounds cool, I'm gonna go to their lecture. And then I would sit there and like halfway through I would be thinking, I am not doing this. Like, within 10 minutes they would have put me off. I'd be like, no, it's not for me. That career choice was just it did not suit my lifestyle that I wanted at all. So then I thought, right, something completely different. My mum always said, oh, I think you'd be a really good teacher. My mum works with kids, I enjoy working with children, so I was like, okay, let's give that a go. So I went for primary education, went through clearing, and I was like, right, I'm excited about this now, like, oh, this will be good, I can't wait to change, can't wait to do it. And then I did that, and again, like, I found it quite hard to fit in at both unis that I went to. Like, I found a couple of people in each uni that I was similar to, but like, I just found it quite, I've always felt like I fitted in at school, like I fitted into a group, like I've had my solid friends like throughout school. And then when I got to uni, I felt like I just had like no one that was like me. I felt like I couldn't really be myself. It was really hard. And when I went to Canterbury to do primary education, it was hard for me for uni because the courses that I was on were so good and they were enjoyable. Like when I went on placement in a school, I loved it, like I fully enjoyed that. But then when I'd look at the teacher, the class teacher, I'd be like, do I really want this? Like, is this really, do I look at that person and see myself in their shoes in the next 4 years? And I was thinking, no, I actually do not. It is so hard, like the life of a teacher. Oh my god, I will never ever underestimate teachers ever again. Honestly, hats off to all teachers out there, because I could not do that for the rest of my life. So those were kind of my 2 uni experiences. I was kind of just floating about, kind of enjoying it, kind of not. Like I was enjoying it, but it didn't ignite a flame within me. Like I wasn't like, yeah, I love this is what I was born to do. And I felt like I should have felt like that. I was kind of just waiting for that. I was kind of just there because passing the time. I definitely feel like school made me feel like I needed to go to uni. I mean, I'm not saying it's their fault. I should have looked at other options a little bit more. But it was kind of like uni or nothing. Like, and as well, I think when you're at school, like, remember that you are a statistic. When you're applying for sixth form, essentially it's kind of a business. Like, each student is worth a certain amount of money, and the more students that they say go to university, the more students they get come to their sixth form. If they say, oh, 90% of our students go off to a uni, then more people come to that sixth form, they get more money per student, they get more funding for the school. Like, it's all a big system. And now I kind of look back on it, I think, oh my gosh, they really do make you think that uni is the best, safest option. I'll just go get your degree, once it's done, it's out the way, blah blah blah. But really, if you're not doing a degree for a purpose, then why are you doing it? I fully understand, if I wanted to be a doctor or if I wanted to be a lawyer, I need to go to uni. You need to go to uni for those things. But if you're kind of just going to uni just because, then I don't know, that didn't sit right with me. I couldn't put my mind to it. I couldn't do well. I was really unmotivated. I wasn't really myself there. It just didn't feel right with me at all. And I thought, what is this actually getting me? Like, I'm gonna get a degree and then what? Like, I'm back to square one again. And like, I was thinking, I've done 2 years of uni now. I'm not feeling it, like it's just not me. So yeah, I think school do make you kind of feel like that's the only route, and it's kind of just the next step. They make you feel like you do your GCSEs, then you do sixth form, then you do uni. Like it's just the next thing. You just roll over straight into it. Like it's just easy. You just do that. But I think sometimes you should take a step back and think, is that actually the route that I want to take? And if it is, then go for it. If it's not, then don't force it. Like, I definitely forced it. But yeah, I think if you are at school, just make sure you look at all of the options if you are unsure. Like, if you just think, I don't know, I'll just go uni. Like, just make sure you take a proper look, because it is expensive, it is hard work. Like, I only did first year of one thing and then first year of another thing, and that was hard. Like, and that's first year. I could not have done second year and third year, no way. And it's expensive, and living out is expensive. You're broke all the time, like all the time. So definitely explore all of your options before you just jump into going to uni, because it seems easier at the time. You're paying £9 a year to just pass time, then I don't know, just seriously think about that. So now I'm going to go into why I dropped out. So when I went into my second year of primary education in September, I was struggling to find a job, so I thought I'll do lashes on the side of that. So I did a lash course, started lashes, that was going okay, and then I did a course in brows, and then it kind of took off, which I was pretty gassed about. But it was then like, oh my gosh, like, what am I going to do? I want to work from home, but I'm at uni. I can't really work from my uni room because I shared the room with someone else, so it was just a bit, it just didn't really work. And then it started to pick up really well, and I was like, right, I can't do both. I was about to go on placement. There's no way you can do full-time as a teacher and then come home and do lashes. Like, and bear in mind, I just started lashing and they was taking me like 3 hours a set, and I was like, that is, it's not going to work. So I thought, right, I've literally got to choose one or the other. And I was thinking, I don't want to do this. Like, I've just built this up myself, and I was getting excited about it, and it was the only thing. Like, I feel like finally I felt like passionate about doing something, and I was like, yeah, this feels right for me. This is what I want to do. And my heart wasn't in uni anymore. So then, like, when I had an assignment, I was like, oh, I'm just not doing it. It's just not going to happen. So I thought, right, the best thing for me to do is to just take the jump, leave uni, and just pursue this, which I did. And I'm so glad that I did it, because yeah, I have no regrets. Like, this is my full-time line of work now. And honestly, when I think about, if I imagine myself as a teacher, I just think, it's just not me at all. Like, I was in such a stage in my life where I was so up in the air. I just felt so lost. Like, I know it sounds a bit cliche, but it's like everyone around you is just on their grind, and they know exactly where they're going with it, and it was hard to talk about to someone, because people go, you're young, of course you don't know what you want to do yet, and it's so hard for you to decide what you want to do now. And it's like, well, yeah, like, what do I do about it then? Like, because everyone else knows and I don't know what I'm doing. So it was a very hard time, but I think once you find something, you just realise, and it just flows pretty easily from there. But dropping out of uni is really hard, especially, like, I was really lucky because I had family that were really supportive no matter what I kind of chose to do. But I definitely understand that's not the same for everyone. Like, a lot of people I know are at uni for their parents. They're not at uni because they want to be there. I understand that some parents have that expectation, and you want to make your parents proud, of course, but just remember, that's your debt, not your parents' debt. Like, that's your 3 years of your time, that's your life. So it's hard, but if you want to just bang that out, do it for your parents, do it, and then get on your own path, then you do that. But I can say from my perspective that I don't have any regrets of leaving uni, but that was because I had something to fall back on when I left. So because I left uni and then I had something to do, it felt like a pretty smooth transition. I do think I needed to go to uni. I don't regret going, because if I didn't go, I wouldn't have ruled out those options. Like, if I didn't go to that fashion union, see the jobs in the industry and do the work experience, I would never have known that I don't like it. So I'm glad that I went, and if I didn't go and do primary education, again, I wouldn't have known that that wasn't for me, and it probably wouldn't have led me to do what I do at the minute, because I probably would have just been stuck in a full-time job somewhere else. So I don't regret going. I needed to go to realise that I didn't want to go, which is a bit frustrating because I do feel like I wasted a lot of money. But I guess you can't look at it like that. I guess I need to just look at it as everything happens for a reason. I went, I tried it out, and it was not for me. But yeah, there's definitely no shame in it not being for you. It is not for everyone. has nothing to say about your academic ability. Like, it's just not for everyone. I don't want this video to come across like I'm dissing uni, because I'm certainly not. And everyone needs to make their own informed decision on what's best for them. Don't just be like, oh, Kennedy dropped out of uni. I don't think anyone's going to do that anyway, but like, no, think about your own experience and think about what you actually really want. But yeah, like, just remember, it's just not going anywhere. It's always going to be there. It's always going to be an option. If you one day decide, look, it's my burning desire to become a doctor, so I need to go uni and do it, you can go uni and do it. Like, there's nothing holding you back, there's nothing stopping you. So I just think, bear that in mind. It's weird when you withdraw, like, and you send off the form, it's like, oh my god, like, I'm not a uni student anymore. It's just weird, it's just crazy. But it's a scary decision to make. It's hard because you feel like it's a really big decision, but like, when you actually think about it in the long term, like, just because you don't go to uni now at the age of 20, like, doesn't mean that it's just, your whole life is just going to crumble and shatter to pieces and nothing's ever going to work out. Like, it's going to be fine whatever you choose, like, you'll make it work. So that's kind of what I told myself, and I'm making it work so far. So I'm glad that I left. Don't have any regrets. If anyone is struggling with uni or whether to leave, whether to stay, make sure you talk to someone. Like, even if you don't feel ready to talk to your family about it yet, make sure you talk to someone, because it's a lot to deal with on your own. It's a big stressful thing, so just get it off your chest and talk to someone about it. Even if your family aren't that impressed with you leaving, like, they're gonna be fine. Like, it's gonna be okay. In the end, it will all work out. Just make sure you talk to someone about it, even if it's me. So I hope that this video helped at least someone with their uni predicament, or it helps you to get to know me a little bit better. Please like and subscribe for more content, and always message me on socials with any other videos that you want to see, any suggestions. I'm always open to. I hope everyone's staying safe during this crazy lockdown time, and I'll see you guys soon.